Nightfall in Minneapolis in December usually spells freezing temps, and that is precisely the case outside these walls. But we are a comfortable 72 degrees inside U.S. Bank Stadium. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Minnesota Vikings. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
There you go. 51, Mike, 51. 26. 51, Mike. 26. 26.
Now a carry. It's C.J. Anderson. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
I'm coming after you. Check three. Hey, kill. 26.
Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The sack by Harold Landry, the former Boston College Eagle.
2 plays so far, a run and a pass attempt, and both have gone backwards.
Probably not how they drew that up.
Not at all.
Looking for a better play coming up on 3rd. And this opening drive not going to plan. This is now 3rd and 13.
58's the money. 58's the money.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line.
Well, it's 3rd and long, and you've got a few different ways to play it offensively. But this is not the type of offense that's going to wave the white flag. They're going to keep chucking it. And this time, it results in an interception.
Now the first carry for Ronald Jones. And he's not going anywhere to start the night. They stop him at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. 9 yards on the pickup there as they'll be left with 3rd and 1.
And it's 3rd down. Go! 180! 52's the money.
They'll try and run for it with Jones. Now a flag comes in from the umpire after a gain of about 4. And this looks like it's going to be holding. So on the big tight end, holding.
Each and every year, we talk about very few tight ends coming into the league that are polished blockers or asked to do it a lot in college. So it's a constant struggle and a constant fight to learn how to do it without holding.
And this 3rd down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. Flush to his right. He can run for it, and he will. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th. The kick by Marr is good. And the Steelers will jump out to a 3-zip lead. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, Look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Throwing, Prescott. Screen play, Anderson. Anderson a first down and more. And he'll finally be taken down just shy of midfield. It'll go as a gain of 25 on a play that started back at the 25.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield, a really nice pickup.
Let's go, D. Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move. Hey, so
they'll run on first down. Throws. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
we got it.
Here's Prescott. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Prescott to throw it. He goes underneath for Anderson. No gain, and it's 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10.
54, zoom. Check, watch 54, watch 54. It's our time. 26.
Here's Anderson. He's got it on the draw. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row, I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. 3-3, a tight one after one on EA Sports.
Michael Dixon set to kick off.
Field goals all we've had so far. 3-3 now as the kick is away.
We play to win. Let's go.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Let him know.
Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It'll be a gain of 17 and a Pittsburgh first.
How about that run? Picks up a first down. Note the enthusiasm in my boys. Remember, last week, AFC Offensive Player of the Week. I think he's trying to get another one in the fold.
And you talked, watching film, a lot about his form and just hitting the hole, running north and south, as we like to say. And I think he's been doing that a lot recently.
Squaring those shoulders and getting downhill.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down.
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. A first down run, not going to get them a whole lot. Maybe a yard. And it looks like just 1 yard there, so that'll bring up 2nd and 9.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold them to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense. Mike 55. In your face.
On 2nd and 9, Trubisky. Looking for Pettis, but that's intercepted. A.J. Boye with a pick.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
They're running it.
Following the interception, here's Prescott. Eluding the pressure right. He'll run it and avoids the contact by sliding. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
Nice job there defensively. A great time to dial up a blitz.
And give him credit under center instead of throwing it away. Actually, a pretty good job of getting past the line of scrimmage, not losing yardage.
Watch tight. Tight end's right. Watch tight. Tight end's right. Even. 4 down.
On 2nd down, Anderson. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Let's go. Let's bring it.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. It's brought in by Doxson. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings. Pretty good location there on that throw.
It really was, wasn't it? That was likely one where the receiver was either going to catch it or no one. Really good decision. And, boy, what a catch and move right there.
And a tough spot to get it over the middle. First red zone chance now for the Vikings. 1st and 10 at the 19.
Here we go again.
Now Prescott. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On second down, it's Anderson. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Third and short yardage. Prescott flushed out right. And Tate's got it. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Back-to-back 11-yard gains, and they've got another first down. Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions. First and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take a chance. Rely on your scouting. Pick a play you think they would run here and just load up for it and see what happens.
They come up in an offset eye.
Watch the backer, watch the backer.
They'll run for it with Anderson. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up second and goal.
They're right there at the 1. No gain, but don't let that stop you. Line back up and keep going at them. If I'm them, I'm thinking about going at it 4 straight times.
Second and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line.
Okay, just like that. Just like that.
So they'll try again with Anderson. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. The Steeler defense proving its mettle here. And now this is third and goal. Prescott from the gun. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So they opted to pass for it on third and goal. Let's see what they do on fourth and goal.
Well, I think they threw it with the idea that if they didn't get it, they would go for it on fourth and goal. So they've got another play in their pocket. They're going to have to call it right now. No field goal here.
And Bailey able to knock it through. And they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals. It's 6-3. So we're trading first half field goals. No breakthrough on the touchdown front. Got a 6-3 game.
Yeah, and I know so many people look at a game through offensive eyes, right? They want to see how the game's played that way. You know how I'm going to view it, right? The defenses, to me, have responded well in this game. Like what I'm seeing from them, both of them hoping to keep it to field goals and not give up big touchdowns.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. We're down 3, under a minute to go. How aggressive are you going to be in this spot?
Not as aggressive as I probably would want to be. Only down 3. I mean, it might as well be even going into the half. That's not a deficit that makes me want to push it and potentially make a mistake in this situation and cost myself even more points.
But, boy, getting into field goal range and tying it, that's tempting.
Awfully enticing. You almost talked me into it.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Now it's Trubisky. This pass going to be caught by Hardman. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Mecole Hardman His 19th touchdown now on the season. And the Steelers are going to retake the lead. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. That's fielded in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Yeah, let's get sack lunch.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with 3rd and still 7 yards to go.
It's 3rd and 7.
So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, so tied for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
See if they do just that. To throw again on 2nd down. Trubisky. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 43.
First down, Steelers.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 43.
Lock in, lock in. Get the out, boy. Get the out. Get the out, Mike. Quit talking about it.
Now it's Trubisky. And a big loss here as he's taken down. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to get him. And on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
And this shot downfield on 2nd down is brought in. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 28. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
Here's Trubisky. Completes it to Hardman. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
At the 4-yard line.
One back in the game. That's Jones. 2nd and goal. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Here's Jones. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. It's about a 3-yard pickup there, but more importantly, they're still a few yards away here. It's now 4th down and goal. And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. Marr able to put this one through. And that'll open the lead up to a touchdown now at 13-6. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. They start the drive with Anderson. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. To throw is Prescott. And the hook up here to Allen Robinson. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a 1st down.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Hey, Michael. Here we go. Tie that left.
1st down. Here's the run with Anderson. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
At the 43-yard line.
Yes, Mike. Coming to you.
Here's Prescott. Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
So good field position for the Steelers as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. After the interception, here's Trubisky. There's the Washington Husky. It's Dante Pettis. A gain of 6 there on 1st. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. From midfield now, here's Trubisky. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's a perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll run it with Jones. And he gets this one across midfield for the 1st down to the 46. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th. Now a play fake here on 1st down. He'll buy some time right. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. He got 29 yards that time. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
From the red zone now, here's Trubisky on first down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. DeMarcus Lawrence has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing.
Check. Lucky.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. They go quickly here out to Moore. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. Now Trubisky on 3rd and long. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sacks.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
So that's a big one. Obviously, Charles makes it a 2-score game. His 3rd field goal of the game, able to knock it through.
Yeah, not exactly free and clear yet, but as a defense, you get to play a little bit looser, don't you? Because you do now have a little bit of a margin of error, don't you?
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Looking to throw. Prescott. It's complete to Robinson. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Prescott. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
You got to give some credit. They're able to hop up in the air and bat that one away. And that's frustrating for an offensive lineman because the only recourse is when he goes in the air to try and give him some type of a pop or a shove, hoping to bring his arms down.
On 2nd down now, it's Anderson. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 12 yards there, first down Vikings.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. The throw over the middle taken in. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it. Oh, Trubisky going to throw. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Moore. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards on the play. Well, not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Trubisky. Able to shake him off. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was looking to find some space for Dion Lewis there, but it's going to be 2nd down.
They certainly thought they had him surrounded and probably thought they were going to get him on the ground and get the sack, but he was able to elude that. And even though it threw it incomplete downfield, if you're a defensive back, you're loving the pressure that you're seeing from your front.
Trubisky to throw. And this one complete to Smith. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. 2nd down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a 3rd and a couple remaining. Throwing now is Trubisky. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by the Alabama man, Dre Kirkpatrick. Past the 20. And now off to the races, down the right side. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. Well, don't change that channel just yet. This one may have gotten a bit more interesting.
Put down the remote, put down the clicker. This one looked like it was over. It looked like they were ready to seal the deal. But in doing so, by pitching it around a little bit, it cost them. We could have a great finish.
Really got the extra point, and now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter.
16, Vikings 13. Michael Dixon set to kick off.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. So still a little over 40 seconds to go. Time enough to put a drive together if they can get this onside kick. And this one travels out of bounds, so unsuccessful there on the onside kick try.
Come on, 52 right here. Here we go, here we go. 552, 552. Hey, alert. Hey. You don't mind 52, 552. Alert. Hey.
Now it's Trubisky. Well, he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
He's got his man. That's Hardman. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They can't do much at this point, partner. This one is going to go down in the loss column.
You don't make up for what has happened during the game in this sequence here. Maybe you hand it off and let someone run the ball if you so choose. But otherwise, just kneel down, call it a day, and try and prepare going forward.
2nd and 6 at the 29-yard line.
So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And even playing on the road, the class of this ball club just too much to overcome.
Yeah, and deep down, I think even the fans knew how this one was going to turn out. All right, they just came to support their team, hoped they'd see some good football, and they did. But they didn't really expect their team to win. In fact, they probably came in and said, let's win the tailgate, because that's where we have the advantage, and I bet they did that.
So for Pittsburgh, they move ever closer to the perfect regular season as they run things to 14-0. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, this was basically just an exhibition game for them as they'd already clinched home field advantage. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.